So you're traveling, you're in New York City, you go into the emergency room at 1 o'clock in the morning, your friend is feeling really bad. And there's a man that comes up to you and he looks homeless. Now he says he's a doctor, he wants to look at your friend. What are you going to do? Gents, human beings are not logical. We make decisions based off emotion. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about 7 human biases and how when you dress well, you can use style to your advantage to get what you want out of life. So the first human bias I want to cover, gentlemen, is that we have a tendency to be lazy when it comes to thinking. And this is a great thing because actually thinking and using the thought process and using your mind requires a lot of energy. But did you know most of your decisions throughout the day are default decisions? These are things that you've done it multiple times. You fall into a default routine and you're not thinking when you're in the shower. You're not thinking actually when you're driving, when you're going to and from work. Even when you're at work, a lot of times you are in this default mode. You're not using all the energy that is required by your brain. When you have to, all of a sudden it's taxed and it's like a glass of water throughout the day. You've only got so much that you can use. Now, knowing this, our brain is very careful, our body is very careful about when it's going to engage the thinking process. So when you're meeting someone, you're engaging with someone, you're making a snap judgment about them. And this is why style is so important. Because when you see somebody, you're not actually taking a step back and saying, you know what, I wonder how this person is deep down inside their heart. No, it's fight or flight. You make a quick response. Is this a threat? Is this someone that can help me? Are they somebody I can trust? That's why going back to that first example of the doctor, when a doctor wears that white jacket, this is a sign, this is a medical professional. This has been ingrained in us. So when you dress in a suit, guess what? Most people think, okay, this is a sign of authority. When a fireman walks into a room and says, everyone get out, we get out. When a naked man walks in a room and says, everyone get out, we call the police. It's based off of authority and what we associate that uniform and the meaning that goes with it. Next up, let's talk about the anchoring biases. And this makes human beings stubborn because we want to believe that we are right. And we make first impressions all the time. And guess what? A lot of times people betray that first impression. You thought that guy was smart and then he makes a stupid decision. It makes no logical sense. Why did you think this guy was smart? He was wearing a suit jacket. Yet you give him another chance. Because why? Because you are stubborn. You have anchored in the belief that your first assumption that had no basis in logic is correct. So this anchoring bias, if you dress well, you create a good first impression. Guess what you're doing for yourself? If you were to mess up, if you were to make a mistake, people want to believe that they were right. They're going to give you an additional chance versus if you start off with a bad first impression, you've got bad manners, you dressed poorly and they thought of you poorly. Guess what? When you make that mistake, they feel justified. They're looking at you and saying, oh, well, I knew that this person wasn't going to be a good fit versus, everyone's human. I'm going to give this person another chance. So knowing the anchoring bias, you can use this to your advantage by making sure that you always, when you can control it, create a good first impression. Next up, we've got the social norm bias, and that is where human beings want to be accepted into a group. Socially, we want to engage. This is very natural. This has helped us survive, and it's something as human beings, we crave acceptance. I know some of you guys are rebels, you want to do your own thing, but the vast majority of people, they want to engage with others. They want to be around other people. And this is why dressing appropriately for the situation, what is called for, even when there isn't a dress code, gentlemen, there is a dress code. And when you do this, when you dress appropriately, you know that you're going to fit into the social norm. It makes us feel good when we've got a strong reputation, when people speak well of us. Now, I'm not saying that you can't break from that, but understand that by dressing appropriately, you can make sure and you can feel better about yourself knowing that you're part of the group. Next up, you've got the status bias. And this is when we're meeting up in a group, whether it be 3 people, whether it be 300. We're looking around, who are the leaders, who are the followers, where do people fit, and people want to know where do they fit, and oftentimes this is quickly made based off of how they're dressed and how they present themselves. We have an idea in our mind of what a leader looks like. And so we're going to see a guy wearing a jacket and we're going to assume, okay, this is someone that is probably a leader based off of the way they dress, based off of the way they present themselves. I'm not saying that you have to wear a jacket. I'm saying know what a high status individual dresses like in that situation. You want to think, how can I dress in a way that people are going to look to me for leadership? leadership. Now, what if you're in a support role? You don't want to be the leader. In that case, maybe tone it down, but understand the way that you dress sends a message to people, especially those you don't know, of where you fit in the status setting. Next up, let's talk about the survival bias. And that is, we want to surround ourselves with strong people, whether it be a strong mate to give us good offspring, whether it be a strong friend that's got our back whenever we're in a fight. These are people that we know are going to be able to take care of us, going to be able to, when we're down, be able to pull us back up. So you want to dress in a manner that people envision to be a success. This has changed throughout time. Go back a few thousand years. Yes, being very strong, being able to win a fight was a great thing. Nowadays, it's about more of, can you win a legal fight? Do you have the funds? Do you have the money to be able to provide for a family? This guy, I want to get to know. He looks like he's going places. I want to be part of the journey. I want to be part of his story. I want to go work for him. I want him to come work for me. Whatever it is, guys, people are looking to surround themselves with people that can help them survive and thrive. The next bias you need to be aware of, the attraction bias. Whether it's an attractive man or an attractive woman, we are stupid around attractive people because they look healthy. We want to be around them. So we're going to trust them more. When we trust people more, simply because they look healthy, they look attractive, guess what? They're going to sell to us more. We are going to make stupid decisions around them. We would agree with them when we would probably not agree with someone we were just talking to on the phone and we actually couldn't see. So why does style matter? Because guys, dressing well makes you more attractive. When you are more attractive, you're more likely to be able to have influence over others. Now, don't abuse this, but what I want you to do is start off on the right foot. When you're given that presentation, when you're trying to pitch your nonprofit to those bankers and you dress the part, they trust you. All of a sudden, you're more likely to get the loan, and that's what I want to see, guys. Next up, we've got selection bias. So this is when you start to get into something, you start to notice it more. Maybe it's really nice watches. Maybe it's really nice shoes. Whatever it may be, you start to notice other men with nice watches, with nice shoes, and you start to say things to them, to compliment them. And this is where it's key, because when you get into the small details of men's style, you're going to find the guys that pay attention to this oftentimes have reached a level of success, or they're go-getters. They oftentimes are more successful people than those that don't pay attention to the details. When you're at the airport and you're sitting next to this guy and he's got, wow, that's a Rolex, that's a Patek Philippe. All of a sudden you start to talk to him and next thing you know, you're getting his business card. This is how connections happen when you start to notice these details. All right, Jen, so if you like this video, I think you're really gonna like this one right here. Why boots make a man more attractive. I actually go into 5 reasons. I talk about the signs. There's a lot that goes into this. And boots, yes, I think if worn correctly, can make you a more attractive man. All right, gentlemen, now it's your turn. I want to hear from you guys down in the comments. What'd you think of this video? It was a little bit different. I went into a lot of detail, talked really about some of the psychology and science, things that are near and dear to me. And if you want more of this, go check out Real Men, Real Style. I'm going to be linking that down in the description and go grab my free ebooks. Guys, have tons of free ebooks, whether it comes to shoes, watches, simply dressing sharp when you're dressing casual. I've got a style dictionary where I break out the terms, even in audio with it. Absolutely free, guys. I'm linking to that down in the description. That's it, gentlemen. Take care. I will see you in the next video.